What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Jay's Garage. My name is Jeremy. Today we're looking at the Tool Daily 15-inch surface cleaner. Let's go ahead and see how this tool worked out for me. Alright, so the job I used to challenge this tool today is cleaning my patio behind my house and my driveway. It's been about at least a year since the last time I cleaned my driveway and my patio. I have a lot of tree coverage, a lot of growth in the yard, and that all seems to facilitate a lot of buildup on my concrete surfaces in a pretty short amount of time. Now, before just recently trying this tool, I was using just the 25-degree power washer tip or one of the, I believe it's like a 30-degree turbo nozzle, both of which get the job done, but take forever. Cleaning with the power washer nozzles easily took me several hours to clean my driveway and my patio, was quite exhausting, and really just made me not want to do it again. And I think that last part is actually something pretty important to consider when shopping for a tool like this. Just using your power washer the way you bought it with the included nozzles will certainly get a cleaning job done, but it's not necessarily the most efficient way to use your power washer. And if you're not having a good experience cleaning something with your power washer, you're not likely to do it again. Alright, quick intro on this tool. It's a 15-inch surface cleaner meant for attaching it to your power washer and cleaning surfaces like driveways, like I'm doing today in this video. The tool at the time of filming this video runs about $63 on Amazon, which makes for a pretty good value. Not the cheapest, but definitely not the most expensive of this type of tool. It is made out of plastic, and well, the main housing is made out of plastic, and then there's metal assembly pieces where necessary. The rotating assembly is all metal, of course, and so are the caster brackets and things like that. The tool does require some minor assembly. You just have to put the 3 casters on, 2 screws each, so total of 6 screws. Assemble your included power washer wand and you're good to go. The tool does come with some extra screws, some extra O-rings, 2 spare nozzles, and even a little tool to clear debris out of your nozzles in the event that they get clogged. Now, based on my use with this tool, I would say that this tool is ideal for the homeowner that has small to medium-sized concrete surfaces that they want to get cleaned up. If you have like medium-sized patios, medium-sized driveways, really, if you're going to do really long driveways, you might want to look into something larger than this. It'll certainly get it done faster than any power washer nozzle ever will, but there could be better solutions if your job's really big. But I think for the price point, you're getting a pretty good size surface cleaner. Alright, so while I was using this tool, I took the time to try and use it a few different ways. I tried going like faster with it, I tried going side to side, push it away from me, pull it toward me, different directions, and what I really found with the tool is that you want to focus on not really moving it very quickly at all. Just kind of slowly move it along. It doesn't matter if you go side to side or to and from. It just, all it really matters is that you move the tool slowly, let the power washing do its job, and the faster you move the tool, the more times you're going to have to cover the same area because you're not letting the tool work enough. If you just, I found that, in 1 or 2 passes I could get the result I wanted, usually by just going pretty slowly over it. Now the tool, just like with the power washer nozzle, does not like a lot of water buildup. If the surface you're cleaning doesn't drain water very well and you're having to shoot through puddled up water, you're not going to get as good of results. It's going to take longer, and you just want to make sure that the concrete can drain well, otherwise it's just going to have to cut through puddled water first. Now, just a little thing to keep in mind, I noticed that when you position your power washer handle, you want it to be in the position that you're going to use the tool, because when pressure is applied, it kind of locks your handle in place as it tightens all the fittings on the line. But you can readjust by just simply releasing pressure from the tool. Another thing that I wanted to point out that is actually really important to remember is this tool has a very fast rotating assembly. It's ran off of the pressure from the power washer. In my case, I'm using a 3000 PSI Troy-Bilt gas power washer, and it gets the tool rotating really quickly. You have to be mindful of what can end up under the tool. Do not put your fingers or hands, the limbs, feet, anywhere near the inside of the tool during any point at which pressure is applied to it. I also found that if you go off the corner of your concrete and the tool is able to fall over the corner, that you'll have a collision with the rotating assembly. So I made the mistake and my tool took a hit, and fortunately it survived it, but I can't expect that taking too many of these hits would be ideal for the tool. Alright, so the notable advantages to this tool are the fact that it's covering roughly 15 inches of area per swipe, and it's dramatically faster than any power washer tip I've ever used. And it's literally like the difference between an inkjet printer and a lawnmower for covering a surface area. I would say this tool is easier to get a more even cleaning experience with because there's nothing that changes the distance between the jets and the surface. The only variable that exists is how long you leave it in an area, and leaving it in one spot is only going to yield a certain amount of result, and then it's just not going to do anything anymore. Where power washer tip, you have to be mindful of how close you are to the concrete. So if you start out really close, you're going to want to maintain that all the way through the job because you might have some kind of striping going on. And you can still get striping with this tool, with this surface cleaner, but it's easier to blend it in and make sure that the striping from stains that you're not quite getting doesn't exist, and it's a lot easier to avoid it in the first place. You just simply move the tool slower. Now, like I said, when I was using this tool, I found that just minimal effort, move the tool slow works best. Well, that also falls into the advantages for this tool. You just have to focus on slowly moving the tool and not applying much effort. It saves you so much labor because you're getting a lot more done, you're moving the tool a lot less, and it's just a better experience. Another thing that I liked about this tool was the fact that while you're using it, you don't get wet like you do with a power washer nozzle. With a power washer nozzle, as soon as it hits something the right way, it's spraying water and stuff back at you. I immediately noticed how much easier it was to stay dry and clean while using the surface cleaner because it's all contained underneath the housing. Eventually you're going to have to use a power washer nozzle to complete your job anyways, so you're bound to get something to splash back on you. You're bound to get dirty during this job, but at least during the majority of it, it's just a cleaner, more enjoyable experience. Alright, so some of the disadvantages of this tool. So I found the casters on this tool to be alright for the job. They didn't make it a terrible experience to use the tool, but they're not exceptional. They're pretty minimal as far as a tool like this goes, in my opinion. The casters could just be more robust. They could better roll over objects. The ones that are included they get kind of caught up on some of the stuff that you might lift up while cleaning, and they just don't roll quite as good. And then the bearings are open and exposed to any contaminants that are going to happen from power washing, which I think is unfortunate. So you're going to have to likely make sure that those get greased and maintained so that they continue to work. Another thing with this tool is it doesn't spray exactly edge to edge. There's a little bit of area before it gets to the edge that it doesn't clean. I think it's probably somewhere between like 1 inch and 2 inches that it doesn't clean. So you cannot complete the job with just the surface cleaner. You will need a nozzle to clean up the edges and also clean up debris that's left behind. And speaking of the debris left behind, the tool doesn't have as good of ability to manage the water as you clean like you would with the nozzle. With the nozzle you can kind of spray away the stuff that you're freeing up as you clean up the heavy stuff, if that makes any sense, where the tool is going to leave a lot of stuff behind that you're just going to have to quickly go over with the power washer nozzle. And it's not really a big deal because you can do it really quick. I used the 25-degree green tip and I was able to just quickly sweep that debris off and have a nice clean surface left behind. So I noticed that all the bearings on the tool, after using it to clean my driveway and my patio the one time, I noticed they had a little grittiness from getting sand and dirt and water and everything else in them from the job. So I am kind of curious how it's going to hold up in the long run. I noticed that spinning the power washing rotating assembly had a little bit of grittiness to it, and then the casters, like I said, have exposed bearings. So these are going to be things that you're probably going to have to spray some kind of lubricant in or pack some grease in if you want them to last. I can't imagine that they will last well without some kind of oil or grease maintenance. Now, I did notice that this tool has a bit of vibration, and that was in place before I clipped the corner of my patio. But the tool does have some vibration. You might not even pick up on it at first, but after using it for, an hour and then going back to just a power washer nozzle, I noticed a dramatic difference in smoothness. I could tell how much vibration I was feeling before because the power washer nozzle felt awkwardly vibration free. So something to keep in mind. It's not terrible. It still makes for a much easier experience over the power washer nozzle, but there is some vibration, and it'll get to you once you've been using it for an hour or two. Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap up everything that I experienced with the Tool Daily 15-inch surface cleaner. So I got this tool for $63. It has totally elevated my driveway and patio cleaning experience. I'm no longer spending several hours, most of a day, cleaning these surfaces and exhausting myself. I can get it done in 2 hours, and I can enjoy the rest of my day, or I can move on to the next project. So to me, this tool is highly valuable to the cleaning experience. It's more likely to make me clean those surfaces again in the future and not procrastinate on them as much as when I was cleaning them with the nozzle. And overall, I think it's a great tool. I do think if it's something you're going to use a lot, or you're going to use it professionally or anything like that, I would get something more high quality. But for the price and performance of this tool, I think it's adequate for the homeowner with small to medium sized surfaces. But that's going to wrap up this video on the Tool Daily surface cleaner. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more from Jay's Garage, hit subscribe. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you around.